The law of inertia states that a body will remain at rest or at a constant speed unless it is acted upon by an external force. How do you expect to move from point A to point B if nothing changes? Shine bright like a diamond. Yes, 2024 is our year to shine. I truly believe this year is going to be amazing for all of us. Like, I can just feel it. It's out there in the air. It's time for us to change our lives and go from 0 to 100. Hi, y'all. I'm Chizzy, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, you are welcome. And if you've been here before, so today we're going to be going over some habits and mindset tools that would absolutely change your life and help you level up in this year because we're trying to become our best selves. By the way, some of my nails fell out recently, so y'all ignore that. Listen to the message, okay? So I'm going to be separating this video out into three parts. We're going to have mental, physical, and financial. I believe those are three main components for us to move on to the next level. So let's start off with the mental part of this. The first tip I have for you is to cut out outside noise. Now, this is going to be very important because everything begins in your mind. Your mind is the most powerful thing you have. It's your most powerful asset. So you want to make sure your mind is as strong as possible and is decluttered from any negativity. So first of all, I want you to start by envisioning what you want for yourself. A lot of people have made their vision boards. Even if you didn't make a vision board, you need to sit down and look at where you are right now and where you're trying to get. Because if you don't have that vision or you don't have that roadmap, then you don't really know what path you're going on, and it's not going to be an easy journey for you. So sit down and figure out what you want. And I think a good way to do this, or something that has worked for me, I've started going back to when I was a child, when I didn't have a care in the world. I did whatever I wanted. I pursued whatever I wanted. And I had this delusional way of thinking. But trust me, it's real. Like, you need to get delusional. Like, where do you see yourself? Don't think about where you are right now. Or you don't have the funds, you don't have the looks, you don't have the intellect. That doesn't matter. Figure out where you want to be, and then we're going to start working towards that because it all takes little steps. Also, you need to be very careful about the people that you have around you. This is a big part, right? So you're doing all this work to change your mental states, but a loose end could be the people around you. Be careful of people that try to change you. And they might not be doing this in a malicious way, but people definitely impose their own perspective on you. So let's say you're a very confident person. They could be like, oh, you're always doing too much. Or let's say you like a certain thing. Why do you do this thing like this all the time? Like, just be very careful of those kind of things because subconsciously they might start to affect you and you might start to retreat into your shell. Meanwhile, this year, we're not trying to do any of that. We're trying to become our fullest, most authentic selves and get to where we want to be. Also, make sure you get rid of the naysayers. This is a big one. Some people are very, very limited in how they think. They don't think some things are possible. There are certain people you tell them, oh, I want to start this business or I have this idea. And the first thing they go to is, but how would it work? I don't think it's going to work, blah, blah, blah. They might be being realistic in their opinion, but you don't want this around you. You need to hang around people that are shooting for the moon, people that are doing things, that are executing. You want to move from a dreamer phase to an execution phase, and the people around you need to be reflecting that as well. In regards to the outside noise, I'm sure we can all relate to this. But y'all, you need to limit your social media use. And if you feel like social media is really causing you a lot of anxiety and all of that, then maybe you want to take a long break and just recenter your mind. Because the truth is, when you get on social media, you are seeing everybody's opinions, you're seeing what everybody is doing, you're seeing how they're living their lives. And while sometimes it's inspiring to see, oh, somebody did this, I can do this, a lot of the time you just end up comparing yourself to other people, or you're having information overload. And what does that do? It's basically sets you into different directions. Maybe you thought you were going on path A, and then you see this person doing path B, path C, path D. Like, it just starts to clutter your mind. So just limit how much you use social media. And then with this mindset one, another big thing is the law of attraction. Have you guys heard of the book called The Secrets? If you haven't read that book, it basically talks about the law of attraction. And I believe in the law of attraction. Of course, to me, this is God, right? Whatever I put out there to God, God is seeing my heart and He's going to reward me. But this thing is so true. You need to start behaving like the person you want to be. You need to start attracting the things you want to be. You need to start believing that they're going to happen for you. The other day, my friend and I went into the Porsche dealership and we got in the cars and we were like asking questions. Oh, so how can I customize the color? Blah, blah, blah. Do I have money to get a Porsche? Of course not. However, this thing is in my future because I believe it. So I went in there to go and look at my future car. Of course. So yeah, make sure you are attracting positive things into your life. Your mind controls everything. You need to do affirmations. You need to just speak good things into yourself. Now, moving on to the next thing, you definitely want to get closer to God. And I cannot emphasize this one enough. God is your rock. He's the only thing that doesn't change from now till tomorrow, from yesterday till today. Like, God is constant and you need that rock, especially in this day where we're hearing so many bad news, economic downturn, people are dying, there's war everywhere. It's very easy to lose hope and to fall into depression and just go into a really bad state. So you want to make sure that you're getting close to God because God gives you hope and He covers you and He shields you and he's just like a warm blanket. Like he's just a warm blanket that everybody needs and deserves, especially in this day and age where things are just crazy, to be honest. Also, God is going to help you believe in that next level of yourself. Like I said, we're trying to elevate and glow up. Once you start to trust in God and believe in God, you realize His power is that nothing is impossible. And that really just eliminates that limiting belief that you have in your mind of you achieving what you want to do. Like, what God cannot do does not exist, period. Of course, this is something I'm also developing within myself, but I've started to read my Bible more. I'm doing my quiet time more, praying more, and even going on prayer walks. Also, in hand with, developing a relationship with God, once you start to do this, you start to pick up fruits that emulates what Christ is like. And so that means you being a more kind person, a loving person, removing bad things from your heart like jealousy, comparison, or doubt, or fear, or anger, just things that we do not want to emulate. And this really just helps take us to the next level because we become better people and people want to be around us. God is always there. Even when people leave you, even when people forsake you, God is there. So make sure you keep Him first. Next up, this is something I discovered last year and it really changed my life. But this is going to be journaling/writing. I don't know if you're anything like me, but my brain is going in all so many different directions, like 100,000 times a day. And I really just need to dump things onto somewhere. So the first thing I do is the journaling part of things. I have so many thoughts about journaling. It has never really worked for me. However, last year I was introduced to the 5 minute journal. And this is a book, basically, it has prompts. In the morning, you answer questions like, what are you looking forward to today? What will make today a good day? And what is your affirmation? And then on the second part at night, you complete, what went well today and, what are you looking forward to tomorrow? Something like that. So I really enjoy this because it helps you focus on gratitude. When you stay in a state of gratitude and you're thankful for all the things you have and all the things God has done for you, it makes it easy for you to have hope for the future. And like I said, we want to have that hope mindset. We want to have that positive mindset because that's the only thing that will help you move from point A to B. So if you've never really been a fan of like just raw journaling, I advise you to check out the 5 minute journal. And then on the other hand of this, I've started to do something where I have a dump book. So in this book, I put summaries to books I've read. I put summaries of like sermon notes I've listened to. Sometimes I even go and do like a mental journal type dump in there. If I see something inspirational, I put it in there. But like I said, when your mind is cluttered, sometimes you get creative ideas and like just things that could change your life. But you forget them because you didn't write them down. So I want you to start putting it down inside these notebooks. And in fact, I even do my to-do list inside there. And to-do lists are very important, right? Because they help you organize your thoughts. They help you actually put down what you said you were going to do. So for example, if you say, oh, you have an exam tomorrow. You can be like, study at this time, study at this time. By you writing it down, you're actually committing to it and making sure that you do it. Because like I said, we want to move from a dreamer phase to an execution phase. So to-do lists really help you with moving into that execution phase, like putting down what you said you were going to do and actually getting to it. And then the fourth thing I will recommend in this mental side of things is to get out of your comfort zone. I'm a nerd, so I will take it back to physics. The law of inertia states that a body will remain at rest or at a constant speed unless it is acted upon by an external force. So, how do you expect to move from point A to point B if nothing changes? If your life remains the same, if you're not changing your environment, you're not changing your mindsets, and you're not changing the things around you, like it's not going to happen. You're going to be where you are. And for a long time, I was where I was because I wasn't doing anything to pursue that. Maybe for a fear, or maybe what people would think, or whatever it is, like just make sure you are doing you. And I think the best way to do this is to get out of your comfort zone, because when you start trying new things, you'll be like, it wasn't actually that scary. And then you do it the next time and the next time, and it just becomes easy. So, of course, you want to do cringe things. Yes, you want to do cringe things. You want to do things that you're like, oh, I can't go and talk to that random person in public. Like, I can't, like, dance in the middle of the store. This thing is exposure therapy, right? Before you do it, it's going to be the most scary thing you've ever done in your life. But then when you do it that first time, you'll be like, okay, I did it. Nobody died. You do it the second time and you're like, this is easy. So do things that scare you or are cringe, or things you normally not have done. If you were scared of going to a restaurant by yourself, go by yourself. If you wanted to go see that movie or go to a concert by yourself, do it alone. Like, what's the worst that would happen? Like, nobody thinks about you as much as you think about yourself. Trust me. But that spirit of fear is something that is holding a lot of us back. So once you start to do things that scare you more often, before you know it, you're like, nothing is really that scary. Like, just do it. Also, I want you to find hobbies. Hobbies are a good way to meet people, to expand your circle, to learn new skills, and just develop an all around happiness. But the main reason I even want you to develop hobbies is because hobbies start to unlock a part of you that you never even knew was there, right? So once you start to try out these new things, you start to see, oh, I'm actually good at this thing. Like, maybe I've actually always been a natural, or I've been putting in so many hours into this thing, and wow, I've really developed myself. You start to become more confident. You start to know what you're good at. And this just translates into other parts of your life. Also, hobbies just make you a more interesting person and just elevates, yourself, your experiences, and the people around you. Like, I remember one time there was this guy I was talking to, and he'll be like, oh, like, so what are you looking forward to today? And there was nothing he did outside of going to work. And I don't know how to explain it, but that really was just his whole personality. And to me, it was just like how can you not have anything else going on apart from going to work? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So yes, try to get into hobbies. They have so many benefits for you. And another one, it will be to talk to strangers, right? So when you go into the Uber, when you go to the restaurant, you go to like a fancy party, try talking to people and just like striking up conversation. One, you never know what you're going to learn from people, like the most random thing that could change your life or give you new insights into something. Also, we're trying to level up, right? We're trying to develop ourselves. And the thing is, when you start to develop yourself, you're going to be able to enter rooms that you never entered before. And trust me, when you start to elevate, you need to be able to talk to these people. This is what's happening. You need to know how to talk to people, to strike up conversation, to make deals, to negotiate, and all of that. So start practicing now that you're starting off small by small, just talking to people and being an open-minded person in general. Now, onto the physical side of things, because we had to get there, okay? People say it's not that important. I'm also of the belief that your inside, your mindsets, and your heart are more important. However, let's be honest, the physical matters just as much. And that's the first thing people will judge you based on. It doesn't mean we should care about what they're saying. However, you want to feel your most confident at all times. So the first part of this would be fitness and nutrition. I have a question for you. Have you ever met an incompetent person that works out 5-6 times a week, spends immense amount of focus, of physical strength, of just, pain and agony to get from point A to B in the gym or in whatever sport they're doing? Have you ever met somebody who is incompetent that does all of that? It doesn't exist. Because, for one, the gym really helps with your physical, how you look. It makes you feel more confident because you can wear the clothes you want. You feel good, you feel healthy. But to me, the main benefits of the gym even goes beyond that. It basically lets you know that nothing is impossible in this life. Because once you start working out, you might not be able to lift that weight. But then in 3 weeks, after you've kept on training and training, you're able to do it. And you keep that cycle up. And it's just like nothing is impossible in this world, right? You start to learn the fact that if you put in efforts, things will happen for you. And it's not always going to be easy because nobody likes working out. It's not easy. But once you put in that effort over time, you see the results. It's something that literally translates to all aspects of life, which is why I'm a big fan. Of course, fitness brings so many positives like resilience, stress relief. It makes you feel good, it makes you look good. Like, it's just the best thing you can do for yourself. So set out some time every week. Maybe that's 4 times a week. Get a workout plan. If you don't know what to do in the gym, I have so many videos on my channel. Go and watch videos on different things you can do in the gym to get towards your goal. But this is easily one of the best things you can do for yourself. The amount of self-discipline it brings to you, the amount of physical confidence it brings to you is literally unmatched. Of course, in line with that, you want to develop good nutrition, right? So you're, fueling your body with good things that maybe go towards your goal, but you're also making sure that these things are whole foods and are healthy because apart from, for example, building muscle and all of that, you want to make sure that the foods you're eating are helping your heart, your gut, your skin and all of that. Like look at me for example. I used to have high blood pressure for 5 years. Like no one would even know because I'm pretty fit and I keep up with that lifestyle. However, I had to change what I was eating and change my diets to be able to manage and control my blood pressure. Of course, all glory to God, He definitely healed me. But now I have to do my part of eating the right foods to keep my blood pressure down. So make sure you're checking what you're eating because this goes in and just clears your whole body, your inside, and also makes you look better outside. Now, next up in the physical category, of course, you need to look like the queen you are because that's the era we are stepping into. With this, the first thing is to make your hair look good. To me, hair is that thing that can make or break your look. Like sometimes people don't do their makeup, they might not dress well, but if their hair is like put together, it just makes me think that they're put together. Like I don't even know how to explain it. I would say don't do it based on trends. Like for example, myself, the whole frontal thing has been going on, but frontals to me after 3 days they don't look too good and they take so much maintenance. So based on my lifestyle, I would rather have something that looks more natural and is like, wake up and go, that doesn't take me too much time. So I opt for closures and leave out and all of that. So find what works for you for your lifestyle, but also makes you look good and put together because that's what we are going for. And then, of course, we have makeup and skincare. We cannot ignore that one. With the skincare part, make sure you have a good regimen. Your cleanser, your moisturizer, your retinol if you want to even go there. But develop a good skincare regimen that really just helps to keep your skin neat and healthy because healthy skin just makes you look better. Of course, people have different things going on. Some people have acne, oily skin. I have those, but it doesn't mean we should not take care of our skin. Any little improvements is good improvements. Of course, you can start to look into higher medical grade things such as chemical peels, microdermabrasion, whatever you want to do. But make sure your skin is good and you're treating it very kind. And then, of course, with the makeup, there's so many videos on YouTube. Like, you can easily go on and Google how to do XYZ makeup routine. I would say come up with like 2 different routines. I have one for like, a basic, simple one. And then I have a glam look because I personally don't like spending too much time doing my makeup. But at least when I have those down pat, then it doesn't take me time to get ready and I always look good. So invest time in learning how to do your own makeup. And then, of course, with style, right? We cannot escape this one. People address you based on how you dress, whether we like to, accept it or not. Like, have you ever seen someone walk into a room? They are looking good, they're well dressed. They might not be the most confident person in the world internally, but to me, when I look at that person, I'm like, yes, like the fact that you can take your time and come out of your house looking like this, like I already start to think certain things of you, like you're put together and all of that. So make sure you're investing in your looks. Try to find things that accentuate your figure and your natural advantages. Of course, always keep it tasteful and nice. And don't listen to anybody who tells you are doing too much, okay? I feel like in the past I fell prey to this. Maybe people were telling me, "Oh, you're always dressed up. Oh, you like pink too much." Oh, like, don't listen to anybody who is telling you all these things. Do you, okay? Focus on you. Focus on what you want. Honestly, changing your life is going to be a lot of resistance from you mentally and from people around you. People will be like, "Oh, you started to change, blah blah blah." That's their business. Focus on you, man, because this is all about your journey. And of course, with regards to fashion, I like a good high low, right? So me, sometimes I will shop from the fast fashion and sometimes I will invest in better pieces. But make sure you're at least having some quality pieces, because let's be honest, with fast fashion, after washing it 3 times, the cloth is it's already damaged. So like, what's the point? So try to find a good balance, invest in good pieces. But sometimes if you need to get some of those, like, do it, have a good mix. That's what I advocate for, because at the same time, we don't want to spend all our money on clothes. And that brings me to the third part of this video, which is the financial part of leveling up. If you don't take anything from this video, make sure you listen to this part, the financial side of things, because I can guarantee you, for 99% of people listening to this video, leveling up to that next level of financial success and independence is going to be something you've thought about for your glow up journey and for your level up journey. Now, the first thing you want to start is by budgeting and paying off debts. You need to get rid of all those old habits for you to move into the next habits. If you have any debts, make sure you start putting that into your budget to be repaying it off. If you have those things to prioritize, don't go and be spending like thousands of dollars on trips when you still have all this commitment to take care of. So make sure you're doing that. Of course, with balance, I always advocate for a balanced life. You don't need to live like you're in penury if you can afford to have a balance within all these things. Of course, with the budgeting is just one of the most amazing skills you can develop as an adult. You're just sitting down and saying, how much do I earn? How much do I have? How can I split this out so that it's taking care of everything I need, and I'm making allocation for saving, investments, and budget and paying off my debts. So start to develop that mindset. Start have a budget and try to stick to it as close as possible, so you're managing your funds. Because where you are right now, if you don't know how to manage your funds, when you start making that big money, you will not know how to manage your funds. Let's be honest. If you don't change your behavior now, nothing is going to change when you get to the top. In line with that, you want to make sure that you are saving and investing. You're budgeting, right? But you also want to think of the future. You cannot spend all your money today, because what if something happens tomorrow? Like, what if somebody dies? What if you get sick? What if there's an accident and you need to take care of things? So make sure you're putting money aside every month and just putting it in a high yield savings account. You don't want to just put in any regular savings accounts, because inflation is going to be eating at your money. So a good one I recommend is Marcus by Goldman Sachs. So yeah, put your money in a high yield savings account, so at least you can be getting something on top of your savings. And then of course you want to be investing. So whether that's in ETFs or index funds, putting money in your 401k, just make sure you're putting money somewhere where it is growing. And of course, I want to stress this, but quality over quantity. We need to start moving into that mindset, because we're trying to do better for ourselves. We're trying to get better in all aspects of life. So you need to start looking at quality over quantity. Sometimes you might need to pay more for something that will add a better experience to your life. I think it's a worthwhile investment. Sometimes you will need to pay for that course instead of spending that money on XYZ amounts of clothes. That course is more quality right now, because it's going to help you get to where you're going to be, or help you change your current situation. So make sure you're looking very carefully in how you are investing your money and your time, because it makes such a difference in you getting to anywhere. But yeah, these are my tips for leveling up. We're all in this together, and I really believe 2024 is our year, like I said. So let's all keep ourselves accountable and continue to follow on the path of just becoming better versions of ourselves. If you guys enjoyed the video and you like, mindsets and fitness content, don't forget to check out my channel. And I definitely hope to see you soon. Bye.